Hello everyone, I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are doing the Scorpio Weekly Tarotscope. Keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Ooh, I don't know what the fuck I did to that. Sorry. What was I saying? Keep in mind general readings, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you find that the reading doesn't resonate, you can always check your moon, rising, or Venus placements because sometimes those will resonate more. And I do offer personal readings. You can get all that information in the description box. I instantly feel like don't burn yourself out. Don't try to jump too far ahead. You know when you're running a long distance or you're running a marathon, like you're not supposed to go full force right from the get-go, right? You're supposed to reserve your energy. I feel like that's the biggest thing for you to put your focus on this week is conserving your energy, not trying to get it all done at once, not trying to rush to the end. I just feel like that was 30 minutes and it wasn't. Sorry. I just feel like I rushed out there with all that. All right, let's see what messages are wanting to come through for you. I do want to say, with the readings that I've done so far, they all seem to be very similar in their theme. We are getting to the end of the Mercury retrograde, and it's been in Taurus. I think it's in Taurus. I think it's still in Taurus. But anyway, the theme of that has been Taurus is about what we value, right? It's what we value within our relationships. It's our belief systems. It's what's important to us. It's our ability to stay consistent. It's our ability to stay loyal to something. And so Mercury in Taurus asks you to examine how you're communicating what is valuable to you, how you're communicating in your relationships, if what you're communicating holds value, if it's expressing your authenticity, and in the same regard, is that what you're getting from other people? And so as we're in this last week of it, like really take time to reflect on what is being communicated within your relationships. How much of your authenticity are you really expressing? And at the same time, is your focus right now, is the energy that you're sitting in, is it important to you? Is it meaningful for you? And are your long-held beliefs the very thing that is holding you back from what you want? That's also something to look into. Sorry. All right, let's see what messages want to come through for you this week. Oh, thank you. Your energy seems to be a little bit more positive this week than the other readings have been coming out, honestly. you're definitely in the middle of a pretty big shift. I don't even feel like you can narrow it down to a shift in your relationship or a shift in your finances, or I feel like it's internal. It's not just one thing. It's like a big life change. And I feel like you're in the middle of it. I feel like you've been putting in a lot of work and a lot of effort. Okay, Mercury retrograde always brings past stuff back, right? And I think that we get in that automatic frame of mind that, oh, past stuff is coming back, we need to make sure that we're blocking it and pushing and pushing and pushing. But it's important to take note that the cycles are not just coming back to test you. Things are not coming back around um, to tempt you to go back to the old ways. It's not that. It's to show you something different. It's to get more below the surface, get a deeper understanding. Every time something comes back around to you, it's asking you to look at it in a different perspective. You don't have to fix it, you don't have to accept it back, you don't have to cut it off for good. It's saying, okay, you've gone through an internal cycle, so what are you thinking of this situation now? And I feel like that's really important. Because Scorpio is that sign of death and rebirth, and your life is going to be a constant state of death and rebirth. You're going to constantly see what appears to be past shit coming back, right? But you need to look at it from a different perspective, and every time you see something different in these cycles that are trying to come back and these people that are trying to come back, you're meant to transform those energies. You're meant to completely change every single thing that you come into interaction with. Not only are you changing internally, the things that you connect to are changing internally. And I feel like while you're in this place of complete change and complete transformation and letting go of the past and manifesting something new, part of being able to really free yourself from negative cycles is not by cutting it off. It's by really understanding it at its depths and understanding where the cycle stemmed from, why the cycle exists, what the cycle taught you, what it taught you about yourself. It's not just about cutting cords and moving on. It's about understanding. And that's where your growth comes in. That's where your new beginnings come in. That's where that complete clearing of negative cycles comes from. All right, let's see what else. What's to... Yeah, it's like I feel like you kind of felt like you cleared a cycle away. You felt like you've left this past energy behind. You felt like you've elevated. You felt that um, things were finally turning in your favor, right? But it's like it's something is giving the appearance that you're stuck in the same cycle. And I feel like that might be putting you in like a state of panic, or it might make you feel that you're stuck, or that you need to do something differently, or but I feel like it's important to understand that you are moving forward, you are progressing, you are on the right path. It's just a matter of seeing the lesson, of understanding what the cycle is, the cycle that you're worried about repeating. It's understanding that you're not the same person you were a year ago when this first started. You're standing at a different level than you were when this situation first started. This, you know what I mean? You're not doomed. I feel like for some of you, you might be in this space of wanting to cut somebody off before they have the opportunity to cut you off, or feeling that something is about to go the way it has in the past, and so your instinct is to cut it off before it hurts you, sting it before it gets to you. And I feel like this is your cue to look at this from a different perspective and understand that things are changing. Things are moving in a different direction. It's not going to be the same cycle. It's like you need to keep moving forward with this. Let's see what else comes in. You know, you can listen to a really good song over and over and over again, and you're probably, if you really like the song, you're going to hear something different every time, right? Same thing when you're watching a really good movie that has a lot of depth to it. Chances are you watch it one time, you see one thing, you watch it again, you might see something completely different, right? I feel like that's maybe how you need to look at things this week, is that even things that seem to be monotonous, even things that seem to be a repeat, you're always going to be able to find something different, to see something different. There's always a new opportunity, right? You just have to look at it from a different perspective. I don't know why I feel the need to say this, but I feel like some of you have like, or somebody has like um, a really nosy neighbor. I don't feel like you need to worry about them. I just feel like they find you very interesting. They're paying attention to everything. Give them something to look at. You're good. Your energy is good. You're in a good place. This is just time to ground your energy. This is time to get yourself focused on what's important, on keeping in alignment with what your highest goal is. What is it that you're trying to achieve in the long term? I just feel like there's something going on that you're not quite seeing the you're not quite seeing the opportunity, or it's like there's still like lingerings of something from the past, or a worry that something like it's going to be the same cycle, worry that a cycle is not closing out, or worrying that you're not going to be successful. Something's not being fully brought to light yet, but you're there, if that makes sense. It's like you need to acknowledge it. But what you're doing with this energy right now is important. You're moving forward in the direction that you need to move in, but I kind of feel like it's almost like there's things that need to catch up, right? Or the opportunity just quite hasn't presented itself, or it's something like that. It's like you're there, you're doing what you need to do, you're getting the recognition that you need, you've been working at this for a long time, but there's something externally that is needing to catch up with your energy. But you do not need to stop your energy or start looking back and start worrying like, oh wait, do I need to do this instead? Do I need to do this instead? Am I on the right path? You need to like let go of like second guessing yourself. Look at how much you've shifted in all of these experiences that you've gone through, right? um I kind of like doing like some weird life review, like a mental life review right now. I feel like you would really be proud of yourself if you took time to do that right now. If you really looked from the beginning to now, everything that has happened, everything that you've learned, everything that you've accomplished, like you wouldn't even worry about whatever this tiny little distraction is, or the fact that something hasn't caught up to you, like you're ahead of your time. You might be like with your work, it might be that you're needing to be recognized in some way, or you see a better way to do things, or you're really putting yourself out there and it's not quite getting acknowledged yet. It's like people need to catch up to your intelligence. That's what it is. I kind of feel like too, you might know that you're right about something or on the right path with something, and other people just aren't really acknowledging that, and it's making you second guess yourself. You're not crazy. Everybody else is crazy. No, I'm just kidding. All right, is there anything? Yeah, it's like keep on this progressive path. Don't avoid extremes of anything. Like don't get too much in a rush to move forward, but don't get too focused on the timing. Don't start looking back. Like, keep with the momentum of this energy. Keep with the momentum of this moving forward. Don't worry about what you're losing, or don't focus on what you fear that you might be losing. Don't let this energy like get too far ahead of you, I guess. And what I mean by that is like, keep that progressive energy moving forward, and don't waste too much time making sure that you fixed everything back there the right way. Like, I feel like you're good. You can keep going. All right. Have a good week. Bye-bye.